Welcome to your 2021 Jaguar XF. It's a refresh for this model year. So, a few changes on the outside. The majority of the ones come on the inside. But let's start off with the driving portion. So, one trim, one engine for Canada for 2021. Trim is the P300 R-Dynamic. The engine is a 2-liter turbo 4, putting out 296 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque, all through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Interesting move by only giving the northern market one trim and one engine, so no more 6-cylinder, no more diesel. As far as the driving dynamics go, it's fairly quick off the line. It's not head-whipping back quick, but there is a nice, consistent, and smooth rise to power here. And I think the majority of XF drivers will appreciate that. I don't think anyone's looking for just that instant, incredible burst of speed that you might get, let's say, with the F-Type. Speaking of the F-Type, interestingly, the XF, which is what we have here, is the only sedan in the Jaguar lineup for 2021. There is the E-Pace, there's the F-Pace, there's the I-Pace, and then there's the F-Type, and then there's the XF. So if you are looking for a mid-size luxury sedan, XF, actually any sedan really for that matter, from Jaguar, this is the only option that you have. Ordering, handling, both at low, medium, and higher speeds are done fairly well for me. The power burst, I know I said it's not lightning quick, but it still gets you on the highway without any kind of issues. If you're looking to avoid a collision situation or you have to do some emergency maneuvers, the XF does it very well, and it's fairly responsive. I think the 0 to 100 burst is 6.1 seconds on the Jaguar website. I'll put a little clip up of that so we can take a look. Sight lines are really good. The windows seem short, but they're definitely not. Again, out of the sides, front, or not the front windshield. It's a pet peeve of mine. There's only one front windshield. So the windshield and the rear window. This does have the optional clear sight rearview mirror. So if you have it off, it's just a regular classic mirror, and if you activate it, it gets the live feed going from the camera in the antenna in the rear of the vehicle, and it feeds it through here, so you get a look at it's just a different perspective. And from here up, the mirror is obviously right here, as you can see, and you see backwards through that. But once the clear sight's on, because the camera is mounted on the antenna, you have about maybe 2.5–3 feet of difference. So if a car looks like it's going to jump into your trunk, it's not. It just, again, the difference in perspective between the mirror being here and the camera being back there. Let's jump into the world of fuel consumption. So on a 74-liter tank of premium fuel, we are at, in liters per 100 kilometers, 10.6 on city streets, 7.7 on the highway, for a blended total of 9.3. I'm a little over 200 kilometers. I'm at 8.7. Most of my driving has been on the highway. I would put it about 75, maybe 80%. Onto the exterior, so very subtle changes. There's a new front fascia, new headlights, still has the J-blade, just a little thinner. Still looks really sharp and really modern, and I like that Jaguar hasn't completely torn down the XF and then put it back together. I like that there's just some small, subtle changes, and the overall XF shape isn't big and flashy, and to me that's the sign of a good-looking luxury vehicle, because you don't need to have all these bends and folds and creases in the sheet metal. Just be very classy, be very minimalistic, and that's what the XF looks like here. Let's talk about the interior. So the big change here is 11.4-inch screen. The lag is markedly better than it has been in previous Jaguars. So yeah, it's present sometimes, but again, not nearly as much. Nice big presence here, and they've made the menu digging a lot simpler. So now it's only a couple of touches to get to where you want to be, as opposed to 5, 6, 7, 8 touches and then making your changes and then backing out. So the infotainment is a huge improvement here. Steering wheel, nice. It's not quite thick, it's not thin, it's that nice in-between size. So really nice to hang on to. Again, this being the R-Dynamic, you have the little R-Dynamic logo at the bottom of the wheel. I wish it was a flat bottom wheel. Not really an Irk, it's more of a quirk than anything else. Like, definitely not a deal breaker by any means. I get the large 12.3-inch digital dashboard here, customizable, so you can get the map. You can go with one dial, you can go with two dials, you can go with your safety systems. Lots of different options here, but the important thing is that it is very easy to see and pull your information out of. There is an optional heads-up display. Jaguar Canada did not spec this vehicle with it, but y'all know what a heads-up display is, right? You know how it works. And I believe it's a 10-inch screen that gets projected onto the windshield. So if that's what you're into, then hey, by all means, take that box off if and when you order an XF. This does have the digital HVAC system, which is pretty cool. Takes a little bit of getting used to because the two dials, you push them for your heated seats and cooled seats, and then you pull them for your fan speed, and then you go to neutral to spin it left to right to get your actual rise or fall in temperature. Everything else is nice and easy to see and nice and easy to pull and change your information out. At the top of the HVAC system, it says established 1935 Jaguar Coventry. I think that's a really nice and very sharp move for them. It's very subtle, but it does honor their heritage. Gone is the lifting and collapsing rotary dial. Now it's kind of like the Nissan Rogue has, where it's just that just rectangular shape, fits in the palm of your hand, and everything goes kind of back to center. So if you pull it in backwards into drive, it just doesn't hang out there. It just kind of goes back to center. Park is actually a button, which is a really smart move, and your start-stop button is just to the left of the gear shift. So everything's nicely laid out, and thankfully, even though it's not a traditional volume knob, it's a volume scroll wheel, and it's just beneath the start-stop button. So thank you for giving us something that's tactile. Now, Jaguar did hang on to the drive modes coming out through the rotary dial. So basically you push it down and you spin it left to right and you get what you want. There's this cool little pattern on the exterior of the mode selector. And another cool move, standard wireless charging, standard Apple CarPlay, standard Android Auto. There's a lot of cool standard features here, and I think Jaguar has done really well in the value proposition, and more so the price of the 2021 XF is about a little more than $4,000 less than it was for 2020, and you're getting all these cool standard features. So well done, Jaguar. Another cool benefit of the interior, you have this beautiful sounding 12-speaker Meridian audio system. Just sounds so good and so clean and boomy and crisp all at once that there are zero issues that I have. It's one of my better one of my higher preferences on the automotive audio systems that are on the market today. Wide suite of standard safety systems, and they are on the screen for you right now. So your blind spot monitoring, your lane keep assist, your 3D camera, which is really cool and very high res. You get the driver monitor, you get the traffic sign recognition, you get your emergency braking. The quirk here is that the adaptive cruise control is a $1,200 option, and with all these other things being standard, and I know everything costs money, and I understand the economics of it, but I think adaptive cruise control is used, at least by me, a little more than some of the other features there. So if there was a chance to do a trade-off for something like traffic sign recognition or the driver alert monitor, I would absolutely flip those out and put the adaptive cruise control in. That's going to wrap it up for the 2021 Jaguar XF. If you got any questions on the vehicle, let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to get you answers as soon as possible. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to tell somebody about the channel who you think might be interested in what I do. Again, any questions, comments, let me know, and I will get my answers for you as soon as possible. Be well, be healthy, be safe, and I will see you in the next video.